What's up, vendors? Cosmic Vending here. In today's video we're going to be unboxing and putting together a bulk candy rack from candymachines.com. The box on the left is the actual rack itself, and then the box on the right is a 2-inch capsule machine that we're going to be setting on this bulk rack. Now, the rack does not come with instructions, so I'm going to do a very brief basic walkthrough on how to put this together. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this box cut open and get all the parts out of there so we can see what we're working with here. Now, this is the smaller rack from candymachines.com. It doesn't hold a whole lot of machines, holds 2 on bottom and then 1 or 2 on top depending on what type of machine you put up there. For this rack we're going to do a 2-inch capsule machine up top, which I ordered. It's in that box to the right there. And then on the bottom I have a couple extra gumball machines that we're going to use on the bottom. We're going to fill one with gumballs and probably one with capsules. So not a very big rack, but we are going to put this in a location that already has 2 mini claw machines plus a sticker machine is going to go in there as well. So we don't need a whole lot of options, which is why I decided to go with a little bit smaller of a rack than probably most people would go with. But we're going to go ahead and continue to get all of the pieces out of here. Again, this does not come with instructions, or at least mine didn't, but it's not very hard to put together. It's pretty straightforward, but I figured I'd still do a quick walkthrough and show you guys a little tutorial on how to put this together for some of those of you who may be new to the bulk vending business. As you can see, not a whole lot in this box here. This is the final piece. This is one of the uprights. And they do have some bigger racks on candymachines.com. If you're interested in something a little bit bigger, you can go ahead and check out their website. That's where I got this one. And the process for putting it together will pretty much be the same as this one here. Alright, so I got everything all laid out here. We got the 2 uprights on the left there, and then we've got the 3 support pieces, I guess you would call those. 2 of those are where the machines themselves are going to sit. And then we got some nuts and bolts and a baggie here. Now, you want to be careful because you do have 2 different lengths of bolts. The longer bolts are going to go in the actual rack themselves. That's what's going to hold everything into place. So when you're putting together the actual rack, it's going to be all long bolts for that. The shorter bolts are going to be used for when you're actually securing your candy machine to the rack itself. So I'll show you that a little bit later on, but basically you have these little brackets, and that's what your candy machine is going to sit on, and that's where the shorter bolts come in handy. Alright, so now that we got all that out of the way, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on the assembly of this. It's pretty straightforward, but you can see I've already got this started here. We got one of those cross beams on the very back, and again we used the long bolt along with the washers and the nut to secure that into place. And you're just going to do the same thing with the other upright on the other side there. Now, when I was putting this together, I just hand tightened everything in the beginning, and then once I was all done, I went back through and used a 10mm socket to tighten everything down a little bit tighter. So if you have a 10mm socket lying around, it might come in handy for this. And here you can see I got the other upright mounted to the cross bracket there. Now, what we're going to do next is we're going to take the other 2 cross brackets and we're going to turn it on its side, and you're going to put one up top and one on the bottom, and that's going to be where your candy machines rest. And again, it's pretty straightforward, not going to spend too much time on that on the assembly. You put one up top, one on bottom, just follow the holes in the uprights and you'll be good to go. And here's what it looks like when those are all installed. So now that we have the rack all assembled, we need to put on the brackets so that we can actually hook our candy machines onto the rack itself. And you're going to take these brackets and make sure that they go in from the bottom and not up through the top. So it's going to look just like this. And those holes are actually threaded, so the bolts that you're going to use, again the shorter ones, they're going to go through the bottom of your candy machine, and then it should line up directly into those mounting bracket holes. And then your candy machine will be all set and ready to go. So here's one of the machines that I'm going to use and install onto the bulk rack. And we also have that 2-inch capsule machine that we're going to take out of the box here. Got a ton of peanuts in the box, which is kind of annoying, but it does help protect the machine itself, so I guess that's a good thing. Now, once you get it all out of the box, you're going to see that has this white film on all 4 of the windows. and you're gonna obviously want to take that off of the windows, and you just take the lid off and those will slide right up, and it just peels off kind of like a sticker would. So it's really easy, but you do have to do that on all 4 of the sides. So I got a couple of the machines already installed on the bulk rack, and here's what it looks like. And again, you can see it's just a small rack. You're not going to get very many machines on here. You can get 4 at max. But I got the 2-inch capsule up top, and then we're going to put a 1-inch capsule on the one installed on the bottom. Now when you're installing the machines to the bracket, I find it's easiest to just use the bottom part of the machine, which is essentially the cash drawer, wherever the coins fall. Also, the bolt is going to actually go from inside the candy machine down through the bottom of it into the bracket. So it's easier just to have everything else off and just use the bottom base plate of the candy machine. And here's a look at the capsule mix that I got for the machine on the bottom left there. The other machine that we're going to install is going to be gumballs. But I got this capsule mix for the time being, and I've never used these before, so I'm curious how they're going to do. If you've used these before, let me know how they did for you. I'm going to run these at 50 cents, so we'll see how that does. And really quickly, take a look at the next machine that we're going to install. This is actually supposed to be a gumball machine. I grabbed the wrong one, so don't pay attention to that. But we have to take this off of the stand to connect it to the bulk rack. And what you're going to do is take the globe off, take that middle piece off where the coin mech is, and then you're just left with the coin drawer connected to the stand. Once you get that done, all you have to do is take a Phillips screwdriver and unscrew the candy machine from the stand. You can't really see it, but there's 4 screws under there. And then you're going to take that bottom coin drawer and you're going to line it up with the holes on the mounting bracket. It's really easy. Once you get it unscrewed from the stand, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And those brackets are pretty much universal, I believe. So you should be able to find holes that line up to just about any style machine. And again, make sure you're putting those brackets from the underside of the cross beams. That's pretty much it. I want to thank everyone for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, and I'll see you all in the next video.